Hi guys, welcome to episode 28 of Franklin Fiber, my knitting, spinning, and fiber related podcast. I'm Julie, also known as Lovey Lamb, on Ravelry and on Instagram. Oh, it's November 4th, Election Day, 7 o'clock at night, and guys, I'm exhausted. Like, whoa. Like, I don't even know. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm so tired. Why do you only do this during the podcast? Sorry. It is actually the one time a week that he bites on my arm. I don't think he likes my podcast. Are you not a fan? Hey, let go. Let go. Let go. Okay. No, I'm gonna have to tell you to leave. Leave. No, don't attack that too. This is the kind of day it is, guys. So, okay. I have officially started at my new job. My new job is as the pastry chef of a new restaurant in downtown Asbury, and today is opening day for the restaurant, the official opening day. So I started work at 9 a.m. prepping and producing the pastries, brought to you by the letter P. And I just got home, and I've been standing all day. Oh, guys. So the cat now, like, this is the kind of day that it's been. I can't even tell you. So much stuff went wrong today. Not little things, but just things that, increased my workload, which caused me to stay later than I normally would. And, oh God, it's like, I don't even know. Okay, let's get back on track here. It's election day, as I said, so to everyone in the United States, I hope that you got out and voted. I know that I did, and it's always so much fun pushing the little buttons and then hitting, what was the button? Oh my God, this is the kind of day. And then hitting the cast ballot button. That's what it says, cast ballot, which it just feels, that's like so official sounding. So I did that. I got up super early this morning so that I could get to the ballots and cast my vote and then head to work. And then, all right, so then I worked a whole day, as I said. When I got home, I decided to pour myself a beer, which I haven't actually had a sip of yet. Ugh. Delightful. So this beer, I'm gonna give you a little peek into my life. It is Ephemer, which is it's a beer by Unibrew. It's the name of the brewery. It's a Canadian, Quebecois brewery. And this is a cranberry flavored fruity ale with refreshing tart and slightly sweet taste, with an appealing flavor of cranberry complemented by hints of bitter orange zest and spices. And it really is lovely. It's a white ale on lees. It's the type of beer. And I really enjoy all of Unibrew's offerings. This one's especially seasonal and nice and good for a glass home from work. But what happened, so I came home from work and I've been thinking about this for the past 2 hours. Like, go home, I'm gonna have myself a glass of that nice fancy beer. And I got home and I grabbed the bottle and I sat down at the kitchen table, which was literally the first time I have sat down since waking up this morning. And I sit down and I unscrew, it's got like a champagne bottle top, a cork. So I take off the little hat that's on there and I pop the cork and the beer just starts flowing out of the bottle all over the place. So I grab it, I run to the kitchen sink, and then I spend the next 10 minutes cleaning the kitchen floor. This is the kind of day it's been, folks. All right, enough complaining. I don't want to make this into a big, long complaint session. Because really, folks, come on, first world problems. My beer spilled all over. My fancy schmancy Canadian microbrew beer spilled, and I had to clean it up. Really a pretty small problem. But anyway, it was just a little annoying, the nail in the coffin. Okay. This is a knitting show, as I mentioned, and I've already talked for like 5 minutes about things that have nothing to do with knitting. So let's talk about knitting, shall we? So I have nothing to show you on the needles. As you know, I have a sweater. It's the Low Tide Ripples, which is a Twist Collective pattern, a pullover out of Madeline Tosh. It got no love this week. I did knit 1 row on it. 1 row exactly. So I'm not going to show it to you. It looks the same as last week. If you've watched before, you've seen it. And if this is your first time watching, then I'm saving you because you're going to have to keep looking at this sweater for a while. It's a bit of a long-term project, although I kind of want to focus on it a little bit more now because I do have some finished objects to show you, which is very exciting. Haha! Ta-da! 2 socks. I finally finished my Halloween socks, which have a little bit of a tail hanging off. I can grab my scissors. Hang on. Tail on the wrong end, on the wrong side. So I didn't, I wove in my ends, but I did not trim them yet. Okay. I also didn't block these yet. These are the Great Unwashed. I expect that the yarn will bloom a little bit. It is so pretty. Come on. Okay, the pattern is Traffic Island Socks by Nicola W. It's a free pattern, similar to the Jaywalker socks, which are very popular, but have a little extra stretch due to yarn overs that are incorporated into the pattern, which you can sort of see there. I have Partridge Heel. Ta-da! Yes, that is a gusset heel. I almost never do gusset heels because I need something a little more mindless when I'm making my socks usually. And for me, gusset heels are just I don't know, I just have to pay too much attention to them. And also, I'm never that great at the picking up the stitches part. I hate doing that. And I'm never totally satisfied with how I've done it. I think it's just one of those things that I need to practice and figure out what way is going to be satisfactory to me, but I haven't done that yet. I do, however, love the way that a wedge heel fits. It feels really good on your feet. A wedge? Not a wedge heel. A gusset heel. The way that a gusset heel, like a heel flap. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? I don't. Okay, more about socks and how great they are. They were finished 2 days after Halloween because that's how I roll. Actually, 3 days. I finished them on Monday, which was yesterday. Yeah, they were supposed to be done for Halloween. I was all excited about having a pair of holiday-themed socks to wear on the holiday, and I failed. Maybe I'll try some Christmas ones. I have a bit more time. I mean, ooh, dancing feet. Do I have any Christmas yarn? I don't know. Maybe I have some somewhere. But I only started these... When did I start these? September, I think. Ooh, bad knitter. I'm very unpunctual when it comes to knitting, but in everything else in life, I arrive exactly on time. Just not the knitting. Look at how they match. They totally match. Like, totally match. Which is so cool and crazy because that was completely unplanned. I mentioned this in the last episode. I finished the first sock, bound, I Kitchenered the toe, and I cut the yarn. And I thought about trying to match them, but then I thought, oh, this is a really long stripe sequence, and I don't want to waste a bunch of yarn, and I kind of started in the middle of an orange section up here, and it would just be too difficult to try to figure out exactly where that was as that started. So I said, screw it, and I just cast on the second one, right where it left off, and it's in the same exact place. Like, I think it's a miracle. I think it's a Halloween miracle. You guys, the Halloween elves. These are my Halloween elf socks. I also got a pair of shoes that I can wear with my Halloween socks. So I know I don't want to keep talking about my shoe buying preferences because I've actually talked about them before. I tend to buy my shoes though pretty snug, which is not at all what you want when you are trying to wear your hand-knit socks. Hand-knit socks obviously are a little bulkier. This yarn, which I'll tell you what it is. This yarn, which is Opal, 4-ply in the Mauer colorway. It's a nylon, a polyamide wool blend, and it is a thinner yarn. I don't think that's helpful, but it is, you'll have to take my word for it. It's the gauge of the yarn is finer than some other soft weight yarns. So these will be a little more comfortable in shoes, but generally speaking, hand knit socks are thicker than your standard, you know, wherever you buy your socks. Banana Republic socks, if you're fancy. So having snug shoes doesn't really work for that, the comfort side, and then it's also not good for your hand knit socks because it, you know, you're having snug shoes, all of those points of snugness are gonna wear on your socks, just like they wear on your feet. You know, there's certain parts of your feet that feel pinched or whatever. It's also pinching on your socks, and it's gonna wear those out, especially heels and toes. Anyway, as a result, I don't have a ton of hand knit socks, and I don't wear a ton of hand knit socks. But I have been wearing in the kitchen the past week a pair of Converse sneakers, which are cute shoes, and I love my Converse sneakers, but they are the worst shoes for standing for 10 or 11 hours. They have almost no arch support, and they're just like, they're not kitchen appropriate really. They're, you know, they don't protect your feet or anything like that. So, and oh my God, and after standing with no arch support for 10 hours, not only are your feet killing you, your back is killing you. I know anyone who's a nurse or you know, works in a kitchen or another profession where you're on your feet all day long, you know what I'm talking about. So I started researching comfortable, kitchen appropriate shoes, and I bought myself a pair of Birkenstock. They're not actually clogs. The style on the front is like one of their clog styles, but it actually does have a heel, just because I like to have, I always kind of feel like I'm falling out of my shoes if I wear clogs. I also walk really weird. Not like really weird, I mean not like Monty Python weird, but I do kind of like have a flourish in my walk where I sort of kick my foot out when I walk, and as a result things like clogs will just fly off of my feet as I'm walking. I really don't want that to happen, so they do have a back. Actually I'll tell you, it's the Birkenstock London in oiled black leather is what I got. And 6pm.com is, at least last night was, having an awesome deal on these shoes. I got 45% off the retail price for these shoes, plus free shipping, plus because I live in New Jersey, no sales tax. And I gotta tell you, how satisfying is it when you add an item to your cart and then your actual final total when you go to checkout is the same price as the thing that you added to your cart? Because that like never happens. That was really satisfying. So I ordered them, 6pm.com. Go check it out if they still have them. And I ordered them with wearing some thicker socks in mind. So I know what size I am in Birkenstocks, but I also know that they can be a little roomy, which is exactly what I want. So that now I can wear my hand knit socks and I can stand in the kitchen for a long time and not feel like I'm gonna die. So 6pm.com, check it out. That's my little plug. I swear they didn't pay me. I wish they did. Finished object number 1. And finished object number 2. What? 2 finished objects? That's right. This took me 1 day. I made it yesterday. I started it yesterday afternoon, finished it in the evening. Just dropped it on the ground. Ugh, okay. So in my kitchen, we have to wear our hair off of our faces. You don't want your hair falling forward for obvious reasons. Nobody wants hair in their food. But they are pretty lenient about how it is that you go about doing that. So some people wear like ski caps, some people wear kerchiefs, some people wear, you know, if you're a guy with short hair, you just wear a baseball cap. I was rocking the kerchief look for a while, except that I looked ridiculous. There's other girls who wear kerchiefs and look so cute with a little like bow on their head or whatever, and the wrap and the thing, and it's just like, it's a great look, and they look charming and photo ready. And when I try to do it in this weird hair that I have right now, it's growing in, trying to keep it all back, I would just end up looking like a biker chick. No, I take that back. Not like a biker chick, like a biker dude, actually, is kind of the look I was channeling. And I wasn't really feeling it. It was just not my style. So I decided to make myself a quick little headband that I could wear, that I could put my hair back, but still have more of a me vibe to it. And I'm really happy with the result. I wore it today, and that accounts for the truly incredible hat hair that you're seeing today. That's right, only for you folks would I broadcast this version of me. This pattern is called Julia's Cabled Headband. It's a free pattern by Paula Chin on Ravelry. It uses an Aran weight yarn and size 7 needles, and it has a lovely but simple cable pattern. Really easy to memorize, which is nice. And it narrows down to this band down here. Here you can take a look at my excellent seaming. Yeah, that was some late night seaming right there, but it works. And yeah, it fits great. I'm really happy with it. This yarn is some crappy yarn, like really crappy, guys. Like, whoa, this is some crappy yarn. I bought this at, I don't know, Joann's or Michael's a long time ago. It is the ever popular Vanna's Choice. That's right, the choice of Vanna White. I'm sure that every time she knits, she's knitting with this crap. It's a line brand yarn, Vanna's Choice. It is a worsted-ish, no, it's like an Aran weight yarn. And it is 92% acrylic and 8% rayon, which is the classiest of blends. But it's nice, it's machine washable, and it could really take a beating, and that's fine. I didn't want to use anything precious on this. I didn't want to use anything 100% wool. I don't want to be sweaty. I'm not actually like protecting myself from the cold. And like today I got cranberry jam all over myself. Didn't get on the headband, but it very easily could in the future. So it's this like tweedy style in this kind of mousy gray or mousy brown. It's really not bad. Those like tweedy flecks though, I don't know if you can see. There's these like flecks of, I guess it's supposed to mimic the way that a guard hair or something would stick out of a rustic wool, but it's actually, you're not gonna be able to see it. There are actually these little pieces of what feel like shredded plastic bags that are like spun into, not even very well. You see that? Wow, yeah, that's really tiny. You can kind of see that, right? Maybe a little. It's like these little shreds of plastic that are loosely plied into the yarn. And they just fall out when you're knitting it, and then they fall out when you put it on. And they feel horrible. They're really gross. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why Vanna chose to put them in there, but she did. Anyway, this is not a yarn I would recommend. However, this is a pattern I would recommend. It's really cute. No, I'm not going to put it on. Should I put it on? Oh, it's never going to work. I'm going to put it on and then look like an idiot. Whatever. Okay, there you go. See it? This is not how I would wear it in the kitchen. This is how I'd wear it if I was going out. And it's cute. It's nice. Show you my head. Very comfortable. So yeah. Finished object number 2. Another sip of beer. What else are we going to talk about? Spinning? What's spinning? What's that? I'm spinning. People spin? Yeah, not me, evidently. This is like the 1,012th episode in which I have no spinning to show you. Still have that damn silk hankies on my wheel, which I'm loving. No, it is like the least effortless thing to spin that I've ever spun. And if I have downtime, at this point, I would much rather pick up some knitting than sit at my wheel. which is really sad because I have things that I really want to spin that I'm actually excited about. And I'm kind of debating whether or not I just take this bobbin off my wheel and say, good night, Gracie, for now. You know what? I think it has to happen. Because otherwise I'm just never going to spin again for the rest of my life if I have to spin these silk hankies. And for everyone who loves silk hankies or, you know, or even just sort of likes them, sorry. They're just not my thing. It's like, there's so much, oh God, I just like, I get so frustrated with it. Every step of this process makes me frustrated. The picking off of one silk hanky, that's frustrating. The opening it up and then drafting it out, that's frustrating because it sticks to everything, sticks to my couch, sticks to my hands, sticks to my jeans, like anything that they come near, strands of silk are sticking to. And, you know, like any hangnails or whatever, oh God, help you. And then the spinning itself, when I go to spin it, it spins really fine, and I feel like I don't have a lot of control. I feel like I'm fighting with it a little bit, which I hate. That's totally not how I spin. I'm really not controlling at all. And I think maybe that's the key. I think that maybe for silk hankies, you need to be someone who enjoys it a little more, like exerting control in that process, which is, I mean, that's how you end up with like a nice yarn, I guess. But I like the yarns that I make. I'm a little more loosey-goosey about it. I just kind of, I do it because it's fun and it's interesting and it feels like you're working magic when you do it. And that's what I love about it. It's like you're watching like, oh my God, it's happening. It's turning into yarn. That's the moment that's what I love about spinning. And this, I'm kind of like, oh, I'm going to make you yarn if you like it or not. That's how I feel. So maybe that's coming off the wheel. So maybe next week I'll have something else to show you. And silk hankies will be in timeout. Hopefully not perpetual timeout, but timeout for a little while. Spinning, that's my spinning. What else did I want to talk about? I want to mention, did you guys see that Knit Picks has a line of rosewood interchangeable needles that they say is limited edition? I think they're so pretty. And this is weird for me. If you've watched the show, you might have heard me mention that I really hate working with wooden needles. So if I feel warm, my hands feel warm. Like that's just always the first thing that feels like, you know, if the temperature is just a little bit off, my hands are gonna feel like they're hot for me. I don't know, not to other people, but like I'm not shaking hands with people all day or anything like that. But to me, like they start to feel uncomfortably warm. And knitting with wooden needles, when your hands feel warm, the way that wood warms up in your hands, which is something that people like, is actually like kind of a deterrent for me. That detracts from the experience for me, because if I'm feeling warm, then I'm kind of feeling uncomfortable, and I'd rather have cold needles than warm needles. So for me to say that I really want this set of wooden needles is very odd, but they're beautiful. They're really simple. There's something luxurious about the way they look. It's this gorgeous reddish brown. Obviously it's rosewood. They just look so damn classy. Like so classy. And I kind of want them. And I'm totally a sucker for the limited edition thing, where if someone tells me that I can only get this thing for an undisclosed amount of time, I am like totally 80 times more likely to buy it, because I'm just so afraid of that fear of missing out, you know, FOMO, as my little sister likes to say. I've got FOMO. And like you put me on the spot, my inclination is going to be to buy it. I'm an impulse buyer. So Knit Picks kind of has me in the impulse circuit right now, where I keep thinking about it and thinking about how lovely that would be. So I might have another set of needles to show you soon. I gotta find someone I can convince to buy them for me for Christmas, but buy them now for Christmas. I don't think that'll be that hard, right? But I also want a Cricut loom for Christmas from probably the same person who would be buying me needles. You guys know the Shocked has a loom. It's called the Cricut loom. and I think their new one is 16 inches wide, which is pretty wide. And I would love to have a way to weave on a tabletop. That would be, I think that would really open up that whole world to me, because right now what I have is a loom that is very time consuming to set up, as most looms are, but that also requires you to sit outside while you do it. It's a backstrap loom, which you would tie one into a tree or a post or something like that. I guess if you had a giant house with posts in it, you could do it inside, but I don't. So that, as a result, I pretty much never use it, because it's like a whole process and hours of sitting outside, which I don't really have. I would love something that I could come back to and just do 15 minutes and then put it away and that whole thing. So I have another first world problem, which is that I want too many things for Christmas. Oh my God, I feel like I must sound like such an entitled brat right now. I spilled my beer and I want too many things for Christmas. Sorry. This is just, I don't know. I don't have a script here. I'm just talking off the cuff. Hope it's okay. Hope you don't switch off. Yeah. I don't think I have anything else I wanted to talk to you about. I do. We hit 100 members. You guys, we hit 100 members in Ravelry. On the Ravelry group, Franklin Fiber Podcast. We're past 100 members, actually, and I promised that we would do a giveaway when I hit 100 members. And I forgot about that last week. I recorded even though we had at that point hit 100 members, and I almost just forgot this week. So let me get the prize, and then I'll tell you about the rules. Okay, the prize. The prize was, I was gonna find something from my stash to give. I thought that would be a nice thing to do. But I looked through my stash and I only buy yarns pretty much in drab colors. I've got like 4 skeins of colorful yarn. And the rest are all like gray and brown and blue, which is great for me because those are the colors that I wear usually, but awful for a giveaway because they are so drab and boring and uninspiring. So I mentioned this dilemma to Sharon, Seashore Sharon, at our Monday night knit group. Monday night. It's called morning. Monday morning knit group. And I said, I was planning on going to a local yarn store and seeing if I could find something that would be, more desirable than what I have in my stash, basically. And she said, come over to my house. I think I've got some stuff that I'm looking to give away anyway, and I'd be happy to give it to you. Which is so sweet and so generous and so like her, because she's just the most generous person. I think the most generous person I know. I think I can say that truthfully. So we went over there and she's got an awesome yarn stash. Like, whoa, so full of desirables. But she pulled out this. This is a skein of Twisted Limon. I'll show you the tag. Twisted Limon, the much sought after, highly difficult to get sock yarn, self-striping sock yarn. And this is in the Cheshire Cat colorway. It is superwash wool nylon, 75 and 25, 100 grams, which is 437 yards. I'll show you that part of the tag. It's a Cheshire Cat, and I remember, I think Laura on the Knit Girls actually made a pair of socks out of this exact colorway, which is pretty cool. And I would totally keep this if I wasn't so determined to give you guys a nice thing for your giveaway. You have been supportive and I'll be supportive back. I'm not going to keep it. But it is really, really cool. It's this really bright pink and purple stripe. And I think it would make a lovely, lovely pair of socks, especially in the middle of winter. So I'm going to give this ball away to one of you lucky viewers. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to put a thread up on Ravelry when I post the video, and it'll just, be called 100 member giveaway thread. And everyone who wants to enter, just leave a comment. Yeah, just say something nice. I don't care what it is. I'm not going to give you a prompt. You can just say thanks for the giveaway, or you can write a novel. I don't, whatever strikes you in that moment, that's totally fine. And then one entry per person. You have to be a member of the group in order to enter it, because I think that's only fair, seeing as it took all of these members to get us to over 100, that we should reward the members. And so one entry per person, have to be a member of the group, and then I'll do a random drawing next week on the show, and I'll send it off to whoever is the winner. It doesn't matter, you don't have to be a resident of the US. I don't discriminate based on country, especially with something, I mean, it's pretty small. I don't mind shipping it. And if you don't win, there is, you can still buy your own Twisted Limon. She has an Etsy shop. It's twistedlimondesigns.etsy.com. But hopefully you'll win it next week. So that's all I really wanted to talk about. I think I might go up to New York this weekend and go to Michelle Wang's yarn shop, her pop-up yarn shop. I have to make sure it's still open, but I think it is. It's called Gauge Intention, and it's in Greenpoint. I have a friend in Greenpoint who I have been meaning to visit, so I think I might go up there. And didn't I say something about not buying yarn? I think I did. I think I said something about working through my stash, not buying any more yarn, and blah, 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 blah. But this is a pop-up shop. It's limited time. I told you guys, impulse works on me. I'm totally the person at the register who had no intention of buying a chocolate bar, but here's all these chocolate bars at the register, and that one looks really good. And I'm paying. Let me just throw this chocolate bar in. That's totally me. So anyway, limited time pop-up shop in Greenpoint, and I think I'm gonna go this weekend. I'll let you know. I mean, you'll see if I go or not. The best laid plans of Juliana often go asunder. But anyway, that's it. That's pretty much it. I hope everyone's having a great week. I love November almost as much as I love October. And I love that it's getting into the colder weather. Excuse me. So I hope that, I hope that everyone's feeling inspired this month. Sorry. As I've been feeling inspired this month to really, finish things and work on the crafts and things like that. So on that note, everyone, until next week, stay crafty. Bye.